the almost 2-decade-long legal battle between Vodacom Group and its former employee Nkosana Makate, the inventor of Please Call Me service, is not over yet. Now, Vodacom says that it's taking its fight with Makate on review to the Constitutional Court. And this comes after the Supreme Court of Appeal ruled yesterday that Vodacom must pay Makate between 5% and 7.5% of the total voice revenue its Please Call Me product generated over 18 years plus interest. Now, the appeals court has ordered Vodacom to make a new offer to Makate, and this based on the assumption that Makate had an 18-year contract with the company within 30 days. Now, Vodacom launched an application for leave to appeal on the 25th of February 2022 against the High Court judgment and order. Makate has been embroiled in this legal battle with Vodacom for over 2 decades now, and Vodacom offering 47 million at some point now. Nkosana Makate joins us virtually to discuss the latest developments in the saga. Nkosana, thanks so much for your time. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thanks, Akina. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
I was saying to you off air that I cannot remember another case where the nation has been so invested in a battle between a multinational company and an employee. And, how has that felt for you, seeing how South Africa has essentially rallied behind you in this case against Vodacom Group?
No, I must say it has been fulfilling. I feel the support, whether it's on social media, in the radios, TVs. So it is a lonely battle in a way that you have to face and do court appearances and stuff. But the support really is felt, and it's helping to keep me going.
So since 2007, this battle has been raging on. How is it? How would you describe it, Nkosana, at this point? Because you wrote to Vodacom regarding the compensation and then approached the courts ultimately in 2008. How do you feel now? Because it's been a bruising battle, I would imagine.
No, it has really been a bruising battle. But also I think it has in some way been rewarding. If you look at the kind of things that we've been able to do in terms of jurisprudence in South Africa, our Constitutional Court judgment in 2016 is one of the most quoted judgments in our courts. Currently, I'm advised by my legal team. So we've set legal precedents. We redefined or narrowed the prescription definition, which allowed many battlers to also go to court. We got rid of ostensible authority along the way. And even this judgment, sets legal precedents in terms of how the Becker test is going to be applied going forward, meaning that more people can infuse fairness and justice in terms of their dealings, So it has been rewarding, it has been bruising, but there are also rewards in terms of, what will happen in jurisprudence. These cases will be quoted and used for many, many, many decades to come.
And as you say, it has unfolded the way in which it has, but I suppose part of it not surprising, because we always talk, about how big companies would keep the small guy wrangled in a court and litigation for the longest time, hoping that at some point perhaps they would throw in the towel.
Yeah, their strategy is very clear. It has been to out litigate me throughout the courts and take me to court. Vodacom would not even agree to the smallest of things. The negotiations in themselves with Vodacom were a farce, were a big joke. You look at the judgments that I've got from various judges now. You go back to the CC, JAFTA complaints about ethics. You go to Justice Hughes, ethics is an issue. Justice Kolapen also ordered them to produce documents. It was ethical issues that they were talking about. Justice Ledoaba recently, last year, issued a judgment that was long-standing. He also complains about the frustration of court orders by this corporate giant. It looks like it's a pattern that they've chosen to adopt, and they are willing to die with it. Yeah.
So they did at some point offer you 47 million, which you of course rejected. Talk to us about the decision to reject that, because some people felt at that point that it's been going on for so long, perhaps you should just take it. Why did you reject it?
Yeah. No. I mean, it was very clear. It's outlined in the court papers. We don't even know what the CEO did in that determination. He himself could not explain it in court. And I mean, it was found to be wanting in many, many respects. And it's really essentially why that was rejected. He could not explain it himself. Yeah.
And many people, of course, also talking about the cost of this litigation, wondering, how this is going to ultimately affect your bottom line, just in terms of how much it has cost you to keep this matter going in the courts.
Yeah. I think what is the relief as well, I mean, it's what the SCA has done in this particular judgment yesterday. I mean, they've taken this, I heard you talking about 18 years, but they've actually taken it to judgment day, meaning now we are now on 22 years. Justice Hughes took it to 20 years. So it continues to be more expensive for Vodacom to run this litigation themselves. So I think at some point somebody needs to wake up, but it's okay. So what the court has also done is to order certain costs, I mean, huge costs that we had to incur to send experts to Vodacom to go and do data mining. They've actually ordered costs, I mean, of those experts. The negotiations themselves were a very costly exercise. I mean, the negotiators that we had in those rooms. So all those costs have now been ordered by the SCA to be paid, as we had requested at the High Court. And that also comes as a huge relief.
So speaking of all this intense data mining, and I would imagine all will come to a head in the determination of ultimately how much you are to be paid, Nkosana, with the court judgment, the Supreme Court of Appeal judgment, saying that you are entitled to be paid between 5 and 7.5% of the total revenue of the Please Call Me product. How much does that amount to?
I think let's allow Vodacom to retreat, Sakina. Let's allow them to retreat. Let's allow the court order to be implemented. I don't want to put a cart before the horse. Or let's allow them to retreat and go and deal with those. I think it would be fair to do that.
So I'm curious to know.
But I think the judgment is much more clearer. It's clearer.
So we're talking a few billion?
No, let's allow them to retreat.
We'll wait for the billions, the exact billions. We'll wait, because I'm sure it's not that much longer anymore. But I'm curious to know, Nkosana, when all of this first started, when you came with this invention, and I saw something yesterday where in what would be the equivalent of Vodacom's internal communication memo, where they actually made that announcement of this invention that you came up with, which I would imagine has come back to bite them now. But when you first came forward to stake a claim, how was that received by Vodacom?
I mean, the reception was quite, receptive. They were thrilled and happy. I mean, everybody could see where this thing was going. I mean, at that point, remember, Call Me, it's before any platform that you know in front of you today, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, all of them, I mean, the social media arena. We actually were the first to actually come up with a platform that will be multifaceted, free, and provide streams of revenues from all different parts. I mean, whether it's advertising, it's digital sales, I mean, all those kind of sales. PCM did them first before all these platforms that we have today. It's pre-Apple, it's pre-smartphones. So that's what it has been able to do. We're talking about 12 billion messages on an annual basis for Vodacom alone. I mean, we're talking over 250 billion generated on the South African operation alone. We're talking 19 countries where it was rolled out by Vodafone. And I'm not even claiming that. I'm not even going that far. I'm just confining myself to South Africa. And that's it, And I think people need to understand that context as well.
Sure. Those numbers are certainly eye-watering. But looking at Vodacom's reaction to the Supreme Court of Appeal judgment, and they say that they are disappointed and surprised by this judgment, and they have, of course, sought leave to appeal to the apex court. Are you surprised by that at all?
No, this has been a pattern. I mean, this is an ethical issue pattern. I mean, Vodacom is determined to litigate for life. They are determined to litigate, out-litigate me. But it's okay. We don't see any constitutional point that Vodacom can raise. They can try and go to the CC, will defend that. Sanity will prevail. As Justice Rampepe once said, at some point, litigation must come to an end, and it will.
So one of the messages that we took, because this case of yours is now a question of the day in terms of the outcome, we're asking our viewers what their thoughts are. And someone asked whether it wouldn't be better for you to take shares, for example, in Vodacom, given how much they would owe you at this point. So what are your thoughts at this point? Do you simply want to be paid out? You know, are you open to any other sort of settlement agreements? Where are you at?
Yeah, the court has determined. I think let's try and follow that formula. I mean, those discussions is discussion that can always be entered and spoken about. But I mean, the court has determined and put up variables. They put up the formula there, and we just need to apply that. How you then slice and dice it in future, it's really up to negotiations and talks. But we'll just see how that pans out. Let's now just stick to the court order as it stands. You know.
And Nkosana, what are you up to these days? You know, are you still in this space, or are you now busy with something altogether different?
No. I'm out of this space. I've been out of this space for a while. I mean, from Vodacom, I went to banking. From banking, I was in local government, and I've been in local government for forever since. I mean, I've been. You know, the battle, actually, I've been out of it, and I'm doing other various things, you know, on the side, which have nothing to do with the space that I'm in as well.
So when you say local government, what exactly are you busy with? And can we expect to see you climb the ladder in the political space?
No. I'm not into politics. I'm an official. I'm a bureaucrat. I crunch numbers for a living, you know, so... I'm not having aspirations at all, unless you know. I don't know.
Yeah, because you know it sounds like who knows.
But I'm not thinking about that.
Which is very interesting, because it seems as though, you know, when one reads, people are thinking maybe they are expecting Nkosana Makate to come and do a little bit more for the nation. And it's very interesting to see, you know, where this path actually leads to. But with regard to the way forward, obviously you are going to oppose, as you have been, whatever path Vodacom is embarking on right now.
No, definitely. I mean, we are going to oppose it if they are going to go that way. They've got 30 days, I mean, to either implement the order or to approach the Constitutional Court. They will have to petition. I mean, you can't just access the Constitutional Court. And they will have to provide, I mean, constitutional points of why they need to be accepted by the CC. But I mean, as far as we know, the CC does not deal with numbers. I mean, they are not a court to crunch numbers for people. I mean, that gets done at the High Court, and that's where the SCA has sealed the matter.
Well, Nkosana, we wish you well, and for all the people who have been following you, you know, your message perhaps to South Africans out there?
Yeah, I mean, to South Africans is that this is a South African IP. It belongs to this country, and it should be this country's pride, and we need to make sure that we learn from it. And also, I mean, take those judgments. They are for you. I've struggled for them, blood, sweat, and tears. Use them and see where they take you. Already, I mean, people are using this. Students are answering questions about please call me in their legal exams and stuff. And I'm saying, let's continue building the country and making sure that we become successful. And good luck to Bafana Bafana.
Indeed. Thank you so much. So, Bafana, hopefully going the way that you are going. Nkosana Makate, the inventor of Please Call Me service, speaking to us about the Supreme Court of Appeal judgment. We obviously asked for comment on the latest court judgment from Vodacom, but they declined and instead issued a statement which reads as follows. Now, Vodacom notes the judgment of the Supreme Court of Appeal of South Africa in the case of Vodacom Pty Ltd versus Makate, Please Call Me matter, which was handed down on the 6th of February 2024. Vodacom is surprised and disappointed with the judgment and will bring an application for leave to appeal before the Constitutional Court of South Africa. And that's where that is right now. You heard there from Mr. Makate. He will obviously be opposing. So this is going to the Constitutional Court, and that is the final hurdle.